This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 69. Why?
We like 69.
Of Marbella with him and her.
Okay.
He is...
PJ Lopez. And she is...
For God's sake, Hannah Murray.
It's hot. I can't concentrate.
It's really
It's
hot.
like a fucking sweat box in here.
Okay, enough of the swearing.
Okay, you did give a warning.
I know, I suppose. Yes, it's really hot. Hottest June on record in Spain. Now we're in July and it hasn't got any cooler.
I fixed the aircon today, though.
You are literally my hero. We're talking about getting a proper aircon unit installed into our bedroom, which is still a really good idea, by the way. But we do have a portable one, which has been a lifesaver until the last week or so, when it seems to be not really working.
Well, actually, I seem to remember the latter part of last year. It wasn't really working in the summer. It kept sort of giving that error message, and it was weird. We couldn't figure it out, and then it would sort of be cold and then be fan only and then go back to cold, and not really that efficient.
No, definitely not. So you've basically dismantled it and broken the sides.
Well, no, I didn't dismantle it. I cleaned all the filters. Then I looked through, like, there's a couple of grills that you can't get to. And I sort of scraped it with, like, a screwdriver, that's the word I'm looking for, and literally it's just caked in like hard dust that had been stuck to it. So I think that was stopping air getting through to it, basically, so it wasn't working.
But it's not. You're not able to properly pull it apart. You had to break it in order to clean it.
Yeah, so I had to cut the grills off basically so I could clean it, and now it works.
Oh, it's amazing! What a difference! Thank you.
Just say if anybody wants their air conditioning installed or cleaned or fixed,
PJ can break it and clean it for you at the same time.
Exactly, and I won't charge you lots of money either.
Just a cold beer would be nice. I've been back at Pilates this week. I haven't been because I always go every Monday, but I haven't done for the last couple of weeks because I've had beach days on Sundays, which don't go well with an early morning exercise class on a Monday. But I was back at it on Monday and it was really hard. Having 2 weeks off, you can really notice it.
Well, you should make sure you go regularly then and not have long beach days on a Sunday.
All right, thanks, Dad. You have been exercising this week. You've had the pink yoga mat out and everything.
Yes, got my weights out and I've been pushing through pain barriers.
Well done.
Yes, I'm feeling a lot better for it as well.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't feel so self-conscious on the beach.
Ah, nice one. Oh, that's hard. Good to know that men feel it too, because women sometimes might think it's just them.
Oh no, we do too.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got to look our part.
Well, there were some, ripped bodies around yesterday, weren't there?
There were some very, very ripped bodies. Like I'm talking proper weightlifter guys that walked in. That they had like the tiniest waist. It's like a comic book waist.
Yeah.
And then like the biggest, broadest shoulders you can imagine. It was quite funny. I don't think it's a good look.
No, I don't.
Not going to tell them that though.
No, best not.
Although they probably couldn't chase me or swing a punch at me because they can't really move, can they?
We had a lovely impromptu meet-up this week or last week with Kath, one of the women who was on the Goa trip. She randomly put in the group, I'm sunning myself in Marbella. And I was like, are you? Whereabouts? How long are you here for? And she was just here for another couple of days. So we met up with her at Bar Guerra, one of our favourite spots in San Pedro. And great if you've got people over on holiday because it's all very unique, authentic tapas stuff. And yeah, it's lovely. And she was staying with her friends Jack and Mel, who we met, who were really nice. Had some lovely chats.
They were all great. I love Kath. She was fun.
She was great, wasn't she?
Great fun. Yeah, she's crazy, but fun. And her friends were great as well. Hopefully see them again.
Yeah, definitely. Jack messaged me today, actually. He's been asking about restaurant recommendations and things. So, yeah.
They're really nice.
And I get a kick out of not making people, but suggesting that they try berenjenas frita when they say they don't like aubergines.
Well, they all turn their nose up, don't they?
Yep. And Kath has been, I think, my third Victim. In recent times, because Maeve was another one recently. No, don't like aubergine, and I'm like, trust me, you will like berenjenas fritas. So they're fried aubergines. They're either cut into slices, so they're round, or they're cut into chips, so they look like chips, and they're lightly fried in like a tempura type batter. And then drizzled loads of honey on top.
Cane honey, the black honey.
The black, really sweet and absolutely delicious. And she loved those, so that was nice. And yeah, it was great to catch up. And I said, it would be lovely if you came on Women Talk, because her flight was going to be really tight as to whether she could come on Women Talk on Thursday, and she was determined to make it happen.
Oh, she was not going to let that one pass by. And
she did, and it was great. It was lovely. It was her, Debbie, our friend Debbie, and Veronica, who's American, who's part of ITS, the theatre group. And yeah, it was a lovely mix. We laughed a lot. And Kath was telling us about, because it's a subject that has come up recently on Men and Women Talk, the idea of having an AI therapist, which sounds obviously a bit strange for people to comprehend, and you'd assume that an AI therapist is not going to be anywhere near as good as an actual human. But Kath has been experimenting with an AI therapist, and she said he's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, well, I suppose it takes almost the humanity out of it. So sometimes a therapist might not say things because they don't want to hurt your feelings or something like that.
Yeah, they might be judgy or...
Yeah. Be funny if AI started to judge you.
Wow,
did you really have to do that?
But it's funny because Kath really, really trained this AI therapist. So, she said initially they sort of agree with everything that you say. And she said, no, I think you should tell me off for doing that or whatever. And it swears and everything. It's amazing.
So do we.
Yeah, so do we.
But we're not therapists.
Quite. Our choir, the Del Sol Singers, had a performance at CAP this week, Wednesday morning. CAP stands for...
Charity and Pleasure.
Well done. And that's at Chili, the restaurant in Benamara area. And they meet there every Wednesday morning, nice little coffee morning. And yeah, we performed our set of songs and it went down really well. They're always a great audience because they just watch. They're not all chatting, rather be somewhere else kind of thing, take a little video and then walk off. They're all sitting there watching, so it's lovely. That went down really well. And I did, talking of singing, did a really interesting interview with Stuart Woody Wood from the Bay City Rollers this week. He was the youngest member.
Bye, bye, baby, baby.
Boo. He was 16 when he joined the group.
Wow.
Yeah. And I asked him about Bye Bye Baby. I said I'll never forget when it was used on the film Love Actually, and it was Liam Neeson's wife. They used it at her funeral.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't remember that.
Yeah. And I said to him, I bet when you recorded it, you didn't think for 1 minute that it could end up being a popular funeral song, because it's not particularly sad, no. But it's just that whole connotation of Bye Bye Baby. And obviously if the person who's died was a big Bay City Rollers fan, then it would be the perfect song.
My sister was a Bay City Rollers fan. They were more for the women or the girls. It was like your first boy group, really.
Yeah.
One of the first, there was lots in the 50s and the 60s, but I'm just saying they were proper boy group. I remember the girls used to tie tartan scarves around their wrists. That's one thing that the followers did.
Yeah, all about the tartan. So yeah, it was lovely chatting to him. He was a lovely guy, really, really fun. We did something pretty epic this week, extremely exciting. We haven't had a holiday, like a week's holiday, because we go away for 1 night or 2 nights as much as we can, but a week's holiday in a good few years, have we?
Well, we've booked 2 things up this week. We booked your birthday weekend up. We're going to
Friciliana for 1 night, which is inland from Nerja way, the other side of Malaga.
White village.
Yeah, we've never been to Friciliana before, so we found, because my birthday's in August, where obviously it's the most expensive time to go away, and we had a look at various different places, and it is silly money, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we don't need to be by a beach, because we live by the sea. So we thought we could go somewhere a lot cheaper, somewhere inland, and as long as we've got a pool, then perfect. We're walking distance to at least 3 restaurants. We've got a pool, it's stunning views, and yeah, it was way less than €100
Yeah, it's going
a
to be
night.
fun. And it's not a massive drive either.
No, exactly. So looking forward to that. But our holiday, we've booked a holiday for end of September, October to Bucharest.
Yes, but it nearly wasn't Bucharest. So we had options. Mm-hmm. One option was, we like the sound of Edinburgh.
Yes, quite random, quite different. But we've never been to Scotland. Oh, no, you have, haven't you?
I've been, yes.
You've been to Scotland, but I haven't. And I'd love to see Scotland. So we were thinking about going to Edinburgh, hiring a car, going to see Loch Lomond and
Loch Ness
and all the different places.
Scottish
Glasgow,
places.
Scottish places.
With Scottish people.
Yes, so it would have been nice, but again, really expensive.
Yeah, and it was
really
not just the
expensive.
accommodation that's expensive, but generally the food is going to be expensive as well.
Yeah, so not for us this time. And we were very excited to see the new series of Somebody Feed Phil being back, and we've consumed the whole series this week.
Very good use of the word consumed, because it's about food, and you said consumed. Did you think about that, or did that just happen?
I am that clever.
Without even knowing it. Mm-hmm. So it's not true what people say about it.
Stop it. We watched an episode and he went to San Sebastian, which is in northern Spain, and we've talked about...
Basque country, basically.
Yeah, we've talked about and fantasised going to northern Spain a lot because it's really well known for its food, got some of the best restaurants in the world, literally, and really known for its tapas, pinchos particularly.
Pinchos, yeah, that's the Basque version of tapas.
Yeah. So we were, looking into that. But again, expensive, difficult to get to.
Yeah,
as
there's
well.
only one airline that flies there from Malaga, and they fly twice a week. So they charge a lot of money because they only go twice a week.
Yeah, so it's a bit awkward. So we decided on another occasion we will drive there via Valencia and some other places.
We'll make a road trip of it.
Yeah, and spend a couple of nights there and do a night in maybe Bilbao.
So ideally we want to do San Sebastian, Bilbao, Santander. We'll do that corner, the Basque country, because obviously there's all other stuff over even the further near the Portuguese coast, which is a completely different place.
But also we could venture into France when we're there, because San Sebastian is very close to the French border and Biarritz is just the other side. So
is it Biarritz or Biarritz?
Oh, come on! For God's sake.
I think we should introduce some
Can I call
culture.
you a twat?
No. You can't
What you said didn't sound any different.
Yes, it does. That's what the Spanish do.
Okay, go on
That's what
then.
the Spanish do.
Yeah, Biarritz.
Biarritz.
Oh. All right then. So really looking forward to our holiday in Bucharest, which is what we did book, because it's insanely cheap. It's somewhere I've wanted to visit anyway. And we've got 6 nights accommodation in a 3-star hotel right in the centre of the city, walking distance to everything, for €320.
Yeah, and that was expensive accommodation, because we were looking at some that were like 270, 280.
Yeah.
And we nearly booked it. It was a studio that had everything you need. And I thought, no, I'm on holiday. I want someone else to make my bed while I'm on holiday.
Yeah,
so
you
we
prefer
booked
a hotel,
yes.
don't you? Yeah, and our flights ended up being a little bit more because I wanted to check in a proper bag, a 20-kilogram bag, and you were like, no, we'll be fine with hand luggage. And I'm like, we're going away for a week.
I
think you've forgotten.
I forget when you go away, you just need a bag of shoes.
Oh, no, I don't. Don't be silly. But we're going away for a week and it's going to be cold, so we'll need jeans and jumpers, which take up more room. So for sure, we need a
We
case.
can do what Joey did and just put them all on and wear them.
Yeah.
We'd be like,
Could I be wearing any more clothes? Exactly. So, so the flights cost a bit over €400 in the end. So, all in all, flights and accommodation just over €700, which is amazing.
Yeah, and we've already looked at menus and they're so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, the food is amazing.
Very, very exciting.
Yep.
Talking of food, Maeve and I met Friday morning and had a nice little brekkie in Pandora before doing a bit of shopping in the new Parfois.
Parfois.
Parfois. Is that how you definitely say it?
I've no idea because I've never heard of it before.
Because we were saying Parfois, Parfois, Parfois.
What I don't think it is foie.
I know, but that's
very
French.
French.
I know, but it's spelt like it's French. Fois, you'd say foie, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's foie gras, isn't it? That's how it's spelt.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway, we went there, had a little look, got some little birthday bits in there, and Ali Hop, because it's Aoife's birthday next week. So we did a little bit of shopping. You went to Gibraltar on Friday.
I did. We had a big business meeting on Friday. which went very well, I might add.
Good.
And then we went for lunch at Wagamama,
Nice.
which was very nice. I had a beef salad, which was yum. And then we went to Morrison's.
Which needed to be done because we are very upset that Mercadona have stopped selling the coffee that
Did
we
you check
really like.
today?
I did check
And
today.
it's still not
no,
there?
not there.
Why would they do that?
So it's Mercadona's own. It's just a granulated coffee.
Which was Colombian.
And we love it.
It was, see, what happened, if you look at like normal Nescafe, it's very dark. You can see like the little bits, and they're very dark. Whereas this one was quite light in colour. And it means it's not so bitter. It's got a nicer roasted flavour.
Yeah.
So we don't like the dark ones. So yes, we could get other coffees here, of course, but they're all dark. So I was on a mission to get some coffee from Morrison's that
And
wasn't
you did.
dark.
You got a Kenko.
I got a big jar of Kenko, like a mother jar of Kenko, basically.
But way more expensive than what we'd normally buy in Mercadona.
Well, I don't know. It's a big jar.
I know, but still.
£8 it was.
Yeah, well, yeah, but we spend €1 something.
No, it's not €1. It hasn't
is
been
it
€1
not?
since like about 20 years ago.
How much is it then?
It's about €3 or €4.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then it's not so bad. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know where you're living.
Then on Friday, I met up with my friend Charlotte for lunch at Kalakaua, which was really, really nice. We had some lovely food, an avocado and prawn salad, which I have to say was delicious. The avocado was perfect. You know, if it's too hard, you can't really eat it. If it's too mushy, it can be a bit stringy. This was perfect. We marvelled at the perfection.
And
of
did
the
you have
avocado.
aubergine?
We did.
Yes, there you go.
Twice
see.
this week now. Berenjenas frita and fried rosada as well. It's a really light batter that they fry the rosada in. So absolutely delicious. And I learnt something as well because Charlotte is the wine expert who sells wine as well to a lot of the bars and beach clubs and things. And we ordered a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc, obviously, and the waiter was just opening it. And Charlotte speaks fluent Spanish, so it wasn't a language thing. She said, "Do you have a 2024 vintage?" Because I didn't even notice. This one said 2023. And he went off and said, "Yeah, no problem," and came back with 2024. And I asked Charlotte why, and she said, "Well, when you're having white wine, it should be from the new lot, as it were."
Vintage, I think the word.
Vintage, the new vintage, because if it's
whinies. What? No, that sounds even worse.
it does.
People don't like wine. Wine connoisseurs.
Wine connoisseurs.
I'm not really a connoisseur. I just like to drink it.
Yes, exactly. So you're a wino then.
Yes, I
Going
was
back
right
to
first
that.
time. Yeah.
So if it says 2023, then Charlotte said it's probably been, sitting around since last year, waiting
And they're trying
to
to get rid of the old stock.
And they're trying to get rid of the old stock. So that's a really good tip. So if you're red wine, slightly different, but if you're ordering white wine, you should be having something from last year's vintage.
Yeah, because you don't
In
age.
July,
you
anyway.
don't age white wine.
No. This is in July. It depends on the time of year, obviously.
So, this podcast is not only fun; it's informative.
Yeah, you learn something, innit?
Yeah.
And something I learnt on Friday and was extremely excited about is Kalakaua now have beds.
And they're enormous beds.
The mattresses
They're
are
so
so
thick.
thick. It's amazing. So not just the little plasticky ones with the blue on them, which I have to say are also cheap in other places in San Pedro along the beach. I saw in Nuevo Reino they were also €6.
Oh wow!
So you can get some cheaper beds along the beach in San Pedro, which is good to know. But yeah, these were 15 and well worth it with this big mattress. I mean, I literally could have fallen. If I was on my own, I just would have fallen asleep.
Yes, but you invited me down to collect you.
I did,
which was very kind of you.
because I invited Maeve down as well. I thought, I know, let's hang out here for a while. And another cool thing, the lady came along and said, you can't go in the sea because it's very rocky and very uncomfortable on the feet, and gave me a massive spray gun
Like a pump thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Spray pump.
And she said it's filled with ice water, and it was heavenly. Absolutely
I
heavenly.
could do with
'cause
that
it was,
now.
Yeah, because it was really hot, so I just kept spraying myself with ice water. It was wonderful. I want to take one with me everywhere I go.
And very cleverly, what they did as the evening approached is they turned these beds around, upside down, and made them into chairs around the tables.
Yeah,
so they were seating
lovely,
suddenly.
so you could sit on them.
Yeah,
very clever. We had a wander around the area of Exotica and Belmari because we heard there were some new restaurants opening up. Before we got there, actually, we walked past Gala, which is the big beach club that has been
which
redone.
only opened last year as Mayor Garden.
Yeah.
And then it redid itself again, and they've added a pool to it now, so it's more of a pool club.
And the pool is red, which is very unusual.
No,
because most pools
there's been a major
blue.
shark attack in there.
It does. It looks like a crime scene. So that's kind of funny.
Maybe it's one of those special ones that if you do a wee in there, it all goes a different colour.
Maybe.
And you can see somebody that's weed in there. It's like, we know what you did.
We talked about that on the radio the other day, how we've never actually seen that happen, wondering if it's a myth. So yes, we asked how much the beds were because we've heard from various people that it's crazy money there for food, drinks and beds. So we thought, well, let's check it out. And we were pleasantly surprised.
Now, let's just say this is at the moment. She did say they may be putting them up.
Yeah.
But at the moment.
At the moment. So, yeah, they'll probably go up in the next few weeks. Hopefully not before your birthday, because we're thinking of going there for your birthday. So the beds are, bearing in mind, I just paid €15 for a bed in Kalakaua, and you didn't get anything with that other than some ice water spray to use. But in Gala, the beds were €70, but you get €50 worth of credit to spend on food and drink, and this is quite a normal thing that a lot of beach clubs are doing now.
So that makes them €20 for the bed?
Yeah, so
around the pool?
Yeah, €20 for a bed around the pool, and if you're there for the day and you're, having a nice lunch and having some drinks, it would be very easy to spend €50. In fact, you could probably spend more than that.
Well, we did.
Well, we haven't been there yet, but we did yesterday.
Somewhere we went to.
Yeah, so Gala, so that sounds really good. And I saw that Shannon went there the other day and she said it was nice, so I'll ask her a bit more about it. But that looks great. And then there's a place around the corner just behind Belmari called Inbox, I think. And it was advertising sushi and a chicken
sushi
station
section, the chicken grill,
Yeah.
and then the inbox. So I think you can get food to take away as well.
Yeah, it looked really cool. And I asked to look at the menu, and the menu is exactly the same as Exotica's menu around the corner. So
and
it's
it's
same
because
owners.
it's owned by Exotica.
Yeah, same owners and same menu, but just, away from the sun, and obviously good for takeaway. So that's cool. And next door to that is another new restaurant called Tantra. Nothing to do with sex,
But
I don't
Tantra
think.
is. I think that means
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Slightly
Food
strange,
must be
yeah.
quite good.
Must be very good. You'd want it to be, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Complain if it wasn't.
We can have food orgasms in there properly.
Absolutely. So that opens next week. So that actually opens on Monday night.
It's going to be an Indian,
apparently.
isn't it?
Indian, yeah. But our favourite Indian restaurant in San Pedro, Bombay Grill, are now officially on the San Pedro Guide.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. We're looking forward to spending more time there than usual and taking lots of photos and things.
Yes, so watch our San Pedro guide for more information.
So yesterday was an epic day.
I'm still feeling the effects of that epic day today. Yes.
I'm kind of back to normal now, but we went to Kova Beach, which is the old Plaza Beach. They've bought it and changed it, and it's really cool. So the beds are a kind of turquoise colour, and the cushions are pink. So I love the colours. The colours look really good. And Plaza Beach used to have these little jacuzzis everywhere, which I always thought was rather strange in the heat of summer, why you're in the sunshine, why do you want to get into a hot jacuzzi? But now they're just little kind of, you can't really say plunge pools, but it's that sort of thing, aren't they?
They're
very
small.
small.
They are
You're
a
not
plunge
gonna-
pool.
Yeah,
you
you're not
basically
gonna
put
swim.
your feet in them.
Yeah, or
You can duck yourself down if you want.
If you stood in them, they come up to just past the knees,
Yeah.
that kind of height. So lovely to have a cooling area, if you like, because it's ever so hot at the moment, as we said. And that was lovely. We had a really nice lunch. There's some really reasonable things on the menu.
So drinks are average sort of €12 a beer, isn't it? And
10, I think they were.
No, they were 12.
Oh,
12
were
a
they?
beer, 15 for a cocktail, I think it
Yeah.
was. We got a bottle of wine for €40. So not stupidly expensive.
No,
We had a
absolutely.
pizza for 15, I think.
14 was the
14,
margarita
yeah.
pizza.
So,
and then we
yeah.
had these beef tacos that were really nice.
They were 19, but they were gorgeous.
They
It was
were-
steak.
Yeah, steak tacos, really, really nice. So lots of options, loved it there. Really nice vibe, mixture of ages. There were some young people there, but some older people, so it's nice. It
Yeah,
doesn't feel
really
pretentious.
nice vibe.
Yeah, we loved it. And nice music as well. We were enjoying the music.
And we got a bit carried away and had lots.
Yes,
more
we
to
didn't
drink
go
than we should have
home
done.
after the beach club.
No, we didn't do that either, did we?
No, we were hanging out with Ian and Kate and had a lovely time with them, and also had some nice chats with Bo, the owner, who was on Men Talk last week, and I was sort of reminding him about Tenerife, and we were talking about the same people, so he knew who I knew when I was there, and his wife Liz as well. We were chatting and stuff, so it was really nice catching up with them. And then we left with Ian and Kate, did a bit of a bar crawl in Banus, went to all kinds of places.
I don't remember all of them, I don't think.
No, so we went to, I think it was 19th Hole, and had a beer there. That's where you had a Guinness.
Yes.
And then I wanted to go to Astral, but by the time we got there, it was closed.
Strange.
So God knows what time that was. So then we went into the square, the main area there, and we went to the Red Lion, which is the pub in the middle, and had some more tacos, some chicken and prawn tacos.
I remember there was more tacos somewhere along the line, yes.
They were so nice. As I said to PJ, I never normally drink that much beer anyway. I'll have a couple of beers and then normally go on to wine or gin and tonic, but other than the wine at lunch, I was just drinking, what are they, Coronitas, and they were lovely. They were going down a treat.
Yeah, well, when it's hot you just want a nice cold beer.
Yeah, really nice. And each place we went to, I thought we'd probably go home after that one, and then we just kept going to more and more places. And after Red Lion, we went to Crystal's karaoke
Yeah, well,
bar.
someone mentioned karaoke, and you were like, we have to go. You weren't going to let that one go without actually getting in there and singing.
I've always wanted to go to Crystal's. I keep seeing it coming up on my Instagram feed, and I didn't really know what it was.
Well, we've been there now.
And to be honest, I couldn't tell you where it was, even having been there last night. I'm not sure I could find it again.
That's true.
But we went in and I sung Black Velvet by Alana Miles.
Yeah. It's a strange place. It's like you can't hear the people singing the karaoke that well.
Yeah, the sound is really
Which
bad.
is quite good, some of them, but yeah. But then I think Ian was saying, I think they've got like auto-tuning on there, so that it's making people sound a bit better than they actually are. Really? So well done, you sounded excellent last night.
Thanks. Thanks so much. Thanks to the auto-tuner. So a couple of articles from the Sir in English to mention, picking up on food articles particularly. There was a piece talking about the pink Indiana tomato from the Serrania de Ronda variety. It's known as the caviar of the countryside. They're not easy to find, these tomatoes. A lot of them are sold directly to restaurants along the Costa del Sol. They're quite large. They weigh up to 2 kilos each.
Blimey.
And so Indiana is the name to look out for. That's what we need to...
So your mission next week is to bring home an Indiana tomato.
Yeah, that is my mission. So if you see any of those, get them, because they're supposed to be really sweet and juicy and yummy. There was another article on food in the Sir in English recommending refreshing Malaga and Costa del Sol dishes to beat the heat of summer. So there was a Malaga salad in there. Do you know what's in a Malaga salad?
Lettuce.
No.
Oh. That stumped me, didn't it?
So a Malaga salad is cod.
Cod?
Yep.
Okay.
Cod, oranges,
Ooh.
potatoes,
Ooh.
onion,
Ooh.
and olives.
I think that's almost like the one we had when we went to Ciudad Real.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
But that's a long way from Malaga.
No, I know, definitely. But yeah, that's a Malaga salad. It's very famous and delicious and quite cooling.
Your mission this week is to make us a Malaga salad.
Well, I bought some cod for our tacos tonight because we're literally obsessed with tacos now. So we've 3 different tacos yesterday. It has made us want more today.
Well, that's you that wanted it. I'm quite easy.
Well, we could save some cod for a salad.
No.
Okay. There was also talking about ajo blanco, which is...
Oh, well, that's the opposite. It's like a gazpacho, but it's with the almonds and garlic.
Yes, cold soup, cold white soup. There was also a fish roe salad, which looked horrible.
Yep. Move on.
Then a gazpacho, as mentioned.
I've been having that at work. Well, I've been having salmorejo, which is basically gazpacho, but with breadcrumbs in, really, isn't it? Or bread mixed in.
Which sounds strange, but it just basically thickens
it, and it's a bit lighter in colour. But yeah, I've been having that. It's quite very refreshing.
Really. I nearly bought some today, actually, but I didn't. Roast pepper salad, which is really nice, traditional. So where the...
Yeah, well, we have the tins of the roast peppers.
Yeah, it's those. And yeah, so some interesting dishes that they recommended.
Yes, well, we've been eating a lot of salad, so we can experiment with some others.
Yes. And I just wanted to mention, because it was really tragic news that happened in Spain this week, the loss of the Liverpool footballer Diogo Jota and his brother. So he was 28 and his brother was 26, and they were killed in a car crash in northern Spain. And Diogo was driving. It was a lime green Lamborghini, I think it was, that he was driving. And it's very easy to automatically think, oh, he was probably speeding and going crazy speeds and irresponsible and all that kind of thing. He may well have been speeding. Apparently he was overtaking at the time. But the tyre blew, and you see the remains of the car. It's absolutely shocking. I've never seen anything like it. There's no framework at all. There was just like a wheel, or the metallic bit inside the wheel. It's certainly not the tyre, obviously. And that was it. I mean, the whole thing just blew up.
Yeah, it's... Some of these sports cars, they're not built for safety at all. But yeah, it's absolutely tragic. It's one of those sliding doors moments, and not for obviously the better because of what happened. But he had just had an operation on, I think, his knee or something. So he was
lung, I think.
Oh, was it lung or something? He'd had an operation anyway, but he was due back for pre-season training. And the doctors advised him not to fly because of this operation. So he was on his way to get the ferry at Santander. And under normal circumstances, he would have been flying on a plane and this wouldn't have happened. So just the sort of circumstances that led up to it, and then obviously what happened is just awful.
And this happened 10 days after he got married.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's tragic for his wife.
Oh, and they had 3 young children.
Yeah, tragic for them. And also his mother have just lost 2 sons in one fell swoop. I mean, everything about it is just absolutely awful.
Really awful. And his funeral was today, I think. I saw lots of videos of the funeral, and lots of fans and lots of Liverpool footballers and people there. And yeah, really, really sad. So our thoughts definitely go out to his family and his wife and everything. That is it from us this week. Hope you've had a good one. I'm going to go and have a cold shower. I don't know about you. We've got to make the tacos.
Oh, yeah. Whoop. I'm going to get hot making those.
Then you can have a cold shower.
Thank you.
It is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.